And so, what I want to help explain today is how we can have healthier relationships with all our emotions, the different stages that we go through when we, all the way from getting a signal that there's something going on with us, that we're feeling something, all the way to how do we figure out what action and what to do with that emotion, and then to actually take that action. And any time in that process where we get tripped up or we struggle with or we find it challenging, it kind of impacts all the other later stages. So we're going to go through what I call the 7 stages of emotional wellness. So what are the steps that we take when we experience a feeling all the way to doing something with it? Well, first, we have to be able to know that we're even feeling anything. And emotions are called feelings because we do feel them in the body. There's body sensations, and those are usually our biggest clues as to the fact that we're having an emotion. And our emotions are clues. They help us know what's going on with us, what we need, and they usually give us some energy, depending on the emotion, to take some type of action, usually to meet a need or to protect ourselves. So the first stage is to just know that there's something going on, that you're feeling something. The second stage is to figure out what emotion is it that you're feeling? What are these body sensations telling you? Is this anxiety? Is this anger? Is this sadness? Is this guilt or shame? And that can be tough. Sometimes we can get some of those signals confused, or emotions might feel similarly. And so it's just helpful to really tease apart, how do you know you're feeling different emotions? What do you feel in your body? What kind of desired actions or behaviors that you notice? Like, do you pace? Do you want to isolate? Do you feel a lot of energy and you feel like you want to yell or punch something, or you want to run away, or you freeze? These are all behaviors or desired action behaviors that can show up in our body to let us know that we're feeling something. And then thoughts. Our thoughts can be clues as to what we're feeling as well. So after that stage of identifying what the emotion is, then we want to figure out what is the meaning, or what's the function of this emotion? What's the purpose? What is sadness trying to tell me? What is anger trying to tell me? And then after that, figuring out, where is this emotion coming from? What's the stimulus? Is this a person? Is this a situation? Is this a thought that I'm having? Is this something from the past? Is it something that's happening now? Am I thinking about the future? So, where is the stimulus? What is the cause or the root of where this emotion is coming from? And then we want to figure out, and this is like specific to certain emotions. So, I'm going to stick with anger and guilt here. Is this emotion justified? And I use that very specifically. All emotions are valid. So I'm not saying that certain emotions are not valid. But when I use the term justified with anger and guilt, I'm really talking about specific things. And we'll get into that when I talk about what anger and guilt is. That'll make more sense there. And that will help determine the action that I take. And then after we determine if the emotion is justified, then we look to see what is the action that is most appropriate to take in this situation, given the emotion, the function of the emotion, and whether it's justified. And then lastly, we need to take the action, right? So sometimes we know what action to take and we thought of a great solution, an effective response, but we struggle with following through with that for whatever reason, or the follow through and the action is blocked for various reasons. So those are the 7 stages of emotional wellness. I need to feel the signal. I need to know what emotion I'm feeling. I need to understand the purpose of the emotion. I need to know where the emotion is coming from, the stimulus. And then with certain emotions like anger and guilt, I need to figure out whether this emotion is justified, and then figure out what action to take, and then take the action.